Hey, Kat, did you enjoy embarrassing the Miami Heat last night?
For sure.
Kat, did you enjoy flexing on Bam Adebayo last night?
For sure.
Hey, Kat, what do you think of the Miami Heat's fancy new offensive philosophy?
Crazy because after all that, they took him off the court to put him even closer to the locker room.
Okay. There are three certainties in life: death, taxes, and a Miami Heat turd quarter. 3 out of 4 games so far this season, we have had god-awful third quarters. This has been something that has plagued us. I think this is the 3rd season in a row now. It's quite a phenomenon. I don't quite understand it, but it happened against the Magic, the Pistons, and now the Knicks. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I really don't feel like doing a video at all about this team. I don't feel like talking about this team. I don't feel like talking about this game. I swear I have like 6 pages of notes here. I want to just throw it away. I would rather talk about Joe Mazzulla wanting to bring fighting back into the NBA. We're 4 games in and I'm over all of these shenanigans again already. We're already the 2nd lowest scoring team in the league. We're already back to the third quarters. Jimmy Butler being invisible and disengaged, and what's wrong with Bam, and Bam's not being aggressive enough. The rotations, who should start, who shouldn't start, blaming Spo, blaming this guy, blaming this, blaming that. I'm so over it already. So I'm just going to torture all of you with Karl Anthony Towns highlights for this whole video. So like our supposed star players, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, they put minimal effort into last night's game. And you know what? I'm going to put minimal effort into this video. Maybe I'm going to go practice my foul shot, because the Miami Heat, we can't even make foul shots. Drew Smith is out rebounding Bam Adebayo. Elephant in the room, Jimmy and Bam. We're not going to win basketball games when Jimmy and Bam play the way that they played against the Magic and the Knicks. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I don't know what's going on with them. You know, I watched a few different podcasts. That's why I'm a little late with this video. I was like, let me see what other people are saying. And people are sick of it. People are sick of them. People are confused. No one knows what's going on. Is there something in their personal life? I mean, people are going as far as to blame this Asia Wilson girl that Bam is supposedly with from the WNBA. They're blaming her. People are blaming this new offensive philosophy, and no one can shoot mid-range shots, and everything has to be three-pointers, and the spacing, all that stuff. Maybe that's part of the issue. Maybe they haven't figured it out yet. Alphonse Sidney on the Miami Heat Beat podcast brought up a good point with one of the flaws of this starting lineup is that they're all ball-dominant players that need the ball in their hands to score. And the problem with that is that doesn't translate to good chemistry. You have a starting lineup with no role players. That's a problem. You need good role players. And he made the argument that Haywood Highsmith should start in place of Jovic, because at least you're going to get defense out of Haywood Highsmith. And Haywood, we saw how great his defense was in the Pistons game. Now, the problem is Haywood Highsmith isn't even getting minutes. So, I mean, I don't know what the solution is here. I'm at a complete loss of what to do with this team. You have a guy like Duncan Robinson who is completely out of rhythm, and a big problem with Duncan is that he's not playing at all with Bam or with Jimmy. And everybody knows, if you know this team well, you know that Duncan and Bam play really, really well with each other. All the fancy analytics show that when Duncan has a good game, the Miami Heat win. When Duncan plays with Bam, their offensive rating is really, really good. And they're not even playing with each other. So everything seems completely out of whack on offense and not good on defense either. And I'm watching this game last night, and it just seems like there's confusion and they have no identity. It's like that Derek Zoolander meme where he's like, who am I? And that's like what this team is. And we're still doing this after all this time. And even I'm confused. I don't know what the solution is. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it should be this, and this is the way. And you know, we should be playing Khalil Ware more with Bam, or we should be playing more Duncan, or this should be the rotation. My brain is so fried at this point. I really don't have an answer. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I've heard so many different opinions from different people in the last 12 hours of what the solutions should be. And I'm like, I don't know. That sounds good. And then It doesn't ever get implemented into reality. So it's almost kind of futile to even think about it. I got to be honest, I've long held the opinion that Bam needs help in the paint. Gotta remember, Bam is only 6'9", right? And he's in there all the time going up against these colossal human beings, these 6'10", 6'11", 7-foot tall guys. And, you used to have your Iguodala, your Jay Crowder, your PJ Tucker. We don't have a tough bulldog bruiser of a guy right now that can help Bam down there. And we don't have a big 7-foot. Yeah, you have Khalil Ware. I don't know if Spo is going to play him. I don't know if he's ready. I know a lot of people are saying putting Khalil Ware. I'm fine with trying it. I'll try anything at this point. I don't care. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. B, I don't know if that kid's ready yet. I mean, Thomas Bryant.
Want to catch it on the move if you're Marquez. Burks to Bryant.
The guy's not good on defense. Jovic is, he's 6'10", not tough on defense. You need a guy in the paint that can really, really help and complement Bam down there. But then I bring this up and then people yell at me, spacing, spell the spacing. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I guess everybody just has to imitate the Celtics these days, and that's what the name of the game is now. And you have to shoot, 87 threes a game, and that's just the modern NBA, I guess. I don't know anything. You see the name of this channel. What do I know? The problem with this starting rotation is that Jimmy just falls back into that non-participating thing, and he's like, well, Tyler's doing well. Let him score. Oh, here, just throw the ball to Jovic. Oh, I'll just dribble and throw it away, and I'm not gonna do much. Let me tell you how crazy I am and why this channel is named what it is, okay? Are you ready to hear how crazy I am? A part of me thinks that Duncan should start, Haywood should start, Jimmy, Bam, and I guess Terry. Really, I wish it would be like Gabe Vincent. I wish we get Gabe Vincent back, but that's probably not happening. But Terry, that's insane. How could you say that? Duncan's 5 for 22 from 3 this season, and Tyler just had 34 points, and I get that. I get that. But, yeah, Tyler had 34 points last night, and we lost. And it's not so much about scoring. Everybody's so obsessed with scoring. What really matters more is fit and chemistry. And that's what they need to find with this team. And the problem with the starting lineup, they're all great players, but they're not playing well with each other because there's no role players. Duncan is a role player. Haywood Highsmith is a role player. If you have two good role players out there, that forces Jimmy and Bam to play like Jimmy and Bam and to be more involved and aggressive on offense instead of deflecting to a ball-dominant Terry, a ball-dominant Tyler, and someone like Jovic who needs the ball to score. And if you have a guy like Haywood in there, you get good defense. Tyler can still close. Tyler can still play 30-plus minutes. Tyler can play a ton. That starting lineup that has potentially good chemistry with each other, that could just start the game off on the right foot. And believe me, I know that sounds insane. I know it sounds insane, and kill me in the comments. It's fine. I understand. But I feel like any solution, because of how this roster is constructed, any solution you come up with, a problem is going to pop up. Whatever the starting lineup is and these rotations, anything you put forth, any changes you make, a new problem is going to pop up, and a new problem is going to pop up, and you solve one problem and a new problem is going to pop up. You solve a problem, it's like, oh, well, we don't have enough defense. Then we don't have enough size. Then we don't have enough shooting. And remember too, I don't see it as a slight to be coming off the bench as a sixth man. There's a reason that there's a whole award dedicated to sixth man of the year, because it's a very, very important role to have on a team. You can make a strong argument that a really good sixth man is more important than a role player that starts. Look at who comes off the bench for the Timberwolves. You got Naz Reid and Dante DiVincenzo coming off the bench. Those are two guys that could easily be starting. But because of their roster construction, you got to start a guy like a Mike Conley Jr., who's more of a point guard, and then what's his name, Jaden McDaniels, who's like a long kind of guy that can 3-and-D or whatever. Naz Reid, that's the kind of guy I would love to be on our team with Bam, like a Naz Reid or an OG Anunoby, like someone like that. And one crazy thing about this game, despite how bad Jimmy and Bam were, we were up 13 in the third quarter. And a lot of that is because, Tyler was playing so well. Shout out to Tyler. He's been great this season. Solid. I really love how he's been taking it to the basket so much. He's much more physical, but everything about his game, even his passing's been better. We're up 13 in the third quarter, and then they end up going on I think it ends up being like a 30-10 run. We were up 13, and then we end the quarter down 7. A lot of people were mad at Spo for not calling a timeout sooner because the lead, I think, went from 13-5 really quickly. We were down 4, fourth quarter, and this is what happens. We get into these ruts where the score was stuck at 102-98. The Knicks couldn't make a shot. We just could not make anything happen on the offensive end. We weren't even getting shots up. We were just it was just this sloppy, turning the ball over, just grossness. And we just let the game slip out of our hands. And then you snap your fingers and you're down 9 points, 10 points. And, we had an opportunity. 3.5, 4 minutes left, down 4. And we had, I think it was like 3 possessions in a row. We had an opportunity to score, and we didn't do anything. So that's it. This video is terrible. I don't know what I'm talking about. This team has officially fried my brain. I mean, my brain is so fried, I'm over here saying that Duncan and Haywood should start after Tyler just had 34 points last night. That's how fried my brain is. Okay? So feel free to kill me in the comments. My performance in this video was arguably worse than Bam Adebayo's performance last night. I don't know what the solution is anymore. I don't have a solution. No one seems to have a solution because everybody has different ideas on every single different podcast, and I don't know. I'm at a loss. And let me tell you, things are not going to get easier from here. No way. Yeah, we play the dopey Wizards, the Wizards are actually playing okay. I'm pretty sure they're 2-2. We're playing them in Mexico for some reason on Saturday. And then we play the Kings, and then that schedule gets really hard, really quick. Go and take a gander at what the schedule looks like between now and Thanksgiving. It is rough. So I don't know. Things are either going to get really ugly or be better if they figure this out. I do believe that these guys can figure it out, but we'll see. I think a lot of it's just up to them. And you could talk rotations and all these different philosophies and 5 out and 5 in and offensive philosophy and spacing and who starts and who closes and this rotation, that rotation. At the end of the day, you got to play good basketball. You got to play aggressive. You got to box out. You got to hit your free throws. You got to figure out your chemistry and your dynamic and your identity. You got to push the pace. You got to hit your shots. You got to figure it out. You got to have fun. Maybe just stop thinking so much. I feel like when I watch these guys sometimes, they think too much. Just play. Just play basketball. That's it. Oh, God. That's it.